This is Casey at Guardian Oracle. It's been a while, family, since I have seen you. I have a complete different setup. I just wanted to get on here. I felt really guided to bring a message. What message, I don't know, because I don't get to know until I get going. So it's more of a feeling than a word. Maybe that's something that resonates with a lot of you lately. Sometimes it's not always what people are saying, it's what's felt. Because we, just as we are in duality, we're made of duality. We are both light and dark, and that all comes from the main creator. So for a lot of us, especially during certain shifts and moon cycles and the plethora of things that have been indoctrinated in our minds and our heads, and for me, the one thing that never lies or that deceives me is my heart. My mind feels pain. My mind feels distance. My mind feels despair and separation. My heart never feels that, because in that chakra, which you cannot activate any of the rest of them unless you are from a heart space. You can't be grounded, and you can, and I could be wrong, but I'm channeling this from my own self. The heart never lies. The heart, when you feel something so deeply, I believe that is where regret comes from, when we don't listen to that and we allow anger or despite or despair or lack or loss. I can feel somebody right now watching that is really emotional. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I can feel you. And what you're doing right now isn't always easy to do, but you are expanding your soul in such a way. And that's that feeling that you get in your throat, and that deep, passionate energy that takes over almost your entire being and could power an entire city. You don't know what it is, but you feel it. That's your soul coming back home. When you're in your heart, you can feel that. That's a gift. To be able to feel is the greatest gift above anything else. I just want to say hi to everybody who's in the chats. I can't read them that far from here. I will when I get off. My children are wanting to go ride horses before the sun completely sets, so I love you all. I've been fighting my own battles as the warrioress that I am, battles within myself, battles within the conscious thought forms that being a oracle you experience, because you feel everything. But before I could feel everything, I heard everything. I can hear thoughts. I can sense people from light years away. But you can't really ground the gift until you really know what it is to be without. And when you realize in that darkness and that void, you're still connected to everything. This just wants to see. But as long as you can feel, you're never lost. Never. Christ gave us the heart, that consciousness, that light, that piece of eternal life that is us, that immortal piece of the being within the light. A lot of people who are still searching for their way or trying to implant or indoctrinate or put fear out there that Jesus Christ is the only way, the truth, and the light, or whatever you believe. Religion has separated our entire, every colony since it came about. When we lost touch with ourselves, when we lost touch with truth in the heart, not what people made us think was wrong. Oh, you're worshiping the devil, or that's not right, and nobody's going to tell me what's right and what's not right. Because if I listened to everybody, if we as a collective continue to listen to everybody else and what they think and what they feel is good or bad, which we are both if you want to label it like that. What is light, what is dark? You would not know a beautiful soul and a compassionate, heartfelt person unless somebody else, or even yourself, because I believe that I am experiencing myself through every one of you. On every dimensional plane, lifetime, I am you, you are me. That is my perspective, because when I hurt somebody that I've met with intention to do that, or to put them down, or to make them feel less than, or to stifle their growth in any way, I'm only setting myself back. When I try to take from somebody else's destiny, or I try to manipulate their energy, or chakra centers, or use my galactic gifts to infiltrate your mind, I then dishonor the humanism, the free will and free choice that we all have. We need to touch back on the base of our very own hearts so that that can infiltrate the mind with a balance. There is a lot of chaotic energy. There are a lot of lies, mistruths. I have a buddy, his name is Wes. He is the Galactic Lion 144 on YouTube. And I believe it is him that says the 75% rule, or it could be Stargate 777. The 75% rule. Take in, there's always a message within the message. Sometimes what people are saying is going to touch your heart. There are other times when you can ascend in your consciousness. I'm hearing convoluted universe. We can pick up on transmissions from other realms. It's quantum. We are quantum. And when we get out of the space of trying to understand this earthly realm is the only time we can transcend the illusion. You will start to pick up on things that are specifically yes for you. It's a lot. It feels like a lot. It sounds like a lot. It looks like a lot. Light and sound are very high vibrations. They are what create everything. The eyes, well, I heard the eyes are the gateway to the soul, and we know that. The eyes are going to play tricks on us. That's why we have 3, I heard. It is very important at this time that every one of you maintain grounded. Allow the energies to flow. It is important that you ask the right questions. with your mouth. Say it. It is a frequency. It is, I'm hearing a telecommunication. You can't just always do it in your mind. It is important that you speak, even if you have telepathy and the ability to pick up on what's being said through that state. When we ask, it's important to say it out loud, because that is where we're getting our own confirmation. And it's important that we have communications with others, because they are also vessels and transmitters for the universe to send messages directly to us. Tina, I love Wes too very much. I love you, Tina. I love you, Hot Rod. I can't see who else is in here, but I want to just thank you all for being here. Thank you for your patience with me while I've been doing other work. I am in a complete different world now. Things can never be the same that they once were in my life. Ever. And that is when we start to progress and to transcend space and time and certain energies. We live in a very vast multi-universe. There is a lot out there, and there is a lot of you out there. A lot of you. And while you're doing work here, there are other parts of you in other realms that are also doing a lot of work as well. You may hear the as above, so below, as within, so without. It is sometimes, for the longest time I thought, my higher self. Well, if we look at it like that, or I say, hey, I got to tell you three things, first thing being, we as a linear mind have this ability to want to put one before two and three. We want to categorize things, and we want to label them, and things are free, thoughts are free. Free as in freedom of, they don't come in a specific order. You guys are figuring out a lot of stuff right now, and what I'm being told to tell you is there's nothing for you to figure out. There's only for you to feel and to be. You already know every answer that you're seeking for right now. And if you were to ask that question out loud in your vicinity, and I promise you this, you will get your answer unequivocally, almost immediately, whether it be a notification that pops up on your phone, a message that you receive from somebody else, something that somebody else says. You ask, give me a sign, a sound, a horn honk, a car door slam. Let me hear a conversation of somebody outside of my apartment or the store of where I sit, and allow me to receive the message. Even though they're having a conversation, the universe is sending you that message directly to you. And if you have the ears that can hear, you will receive your message. I do offer personal reads. That is 100% something that I do. If you guys are interested in a personal read, because somebody is asking that right now, so I'm going to respond to your question, not that you wrote it, but because I hear it. Yes, you can go to the description box underneath my channel, and I will have an email in there. I believe it is, man, I don't even know because it's been a minute. I want to say it's angeldynasty33@gmail.com. You're going to be fine. But if you need confirmation, you definitely came to the right space, and that's not just because I offer personal reads, because for a lot of you, this is a general collective reading, but it is also personal for some of you watching. So, and I can just feel that energy. It's beautiful. So I have written down some channeled messages when I first got out here to this little time capsule I'm in right now. And I'm going to read that off. Some of these messages, they might not mean anything to you right now. For somebody who's asking a question, the answer is yes. And the number 11, that is for somebody. Let it fly. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you don't understand, it's not meant for you. You will in perfect timing. We are all oracles, and we all have the ability to deliver messages. Sometimes it's not what we think we need to say to another, but it's sometimes what we say to ourselves. That's why I talk about speaking out loud. I got multi-dimensional, parallel lines, congruent, astonishment, soul retrieval, reaper of men's souls, turbulence, split soul, integration with the body, the mind, and the spirit. These initials can be very important for somebody. B, M, and S. You might also look those up in the Pythagorean alphabet. I believe it is Pythagorean. Yes. B is 2. It's the second letter in the alphabet. Some of you are also receiving messages in that way. You might see just certain numbers stick out, or letters stick out in a book or on a sign, or you have this thing with initials. For some of you, you need to go to the Pythagorean alphabet, and you need to write the alphabet out and put a number under all of those. That is also going to be another way that you receive a message through numbers. If you're seeing numbers, you can go to those and see if it makes a word. It will align when it's supposed to. Oneness and wholeness. The underworld. It's very, very specific. I heard the descent to heaven. The descent to heaven. Which in our minds, right, we always think heaven is above. The wind completely stopped outside right now. Completely. And here it goes again. The numbers 16, 32, 111. The year 1692. What happened in 1990 and 1999? Somebody has had a dream about that. Somebody is bringing that forward now. Your dreams at this time are giving you clues and hints. Remember, I talked about the 75% rule. I truly believe the only person that we can truly trust is the heart. So I believe the soul. I believe that more than your intuition. It's all of it. It's all in there, because you don't get those. You don't get to open that box until you get into that space, right? You can access it. That is my truth, my heart, my vows, my promises. To me, honorability comes with honoring a vow, honoring a promise. To love somebody doesn't mean you just love their good. Doesn't mean you have to love the attributes of the personality that they incarnated with, or attributes that are shadow while you're in your light, or light while you're in your shadow. There's a reason that we trigger other people. There is a reason. Somebody's asking, why can't things just always be good? When I'm good, you're falling apart. When you're falling apart, I'm good. Why do you think we're paired? Why do you think we're paired together? It's a duality. It's a vow. It's a connection. It's something that lasts for as long as you choose to evolve. When you don't want to evolve anymore, that can dissipate and you can let it go because you're choosing not to be an observer anymore, or to learn the lessons that truly you came here to learn or experience, whether it's to have compassion. I get a rap sometimes for always being love, love, love. And I'm okay with that. But I can also kick a lot of ass too. But I don't need to say that anymore. Because there's a time and a place for everything. I've learned from having compassion that I kick my own ass for not being there for somebody in that way. You can evolve from the hardest things if you have the tenacity, the truth, and the ability to know the difference between truth and all of this. They can align. They can and they will. In the perfect timing. And for those of you, because I really feel this right now, somebody out there loves you so much. Past the stars and the moon, to the deepest depths of the darkest void, that person would sit there and wait. It's eternal. It's forever. You have not lost anything. Nothing. It might seem like it, but you haven't. You haven't lost anything. You have gathered bits and pieces in this space that once were lost. And it might look like you lost something. But if you feel that absence, that's this. That absence isn't true. Because when you get that heartache and you cry and you yearn and your soul just won't let it go, that's your truth. You didn't miss anything. It's there. It's why you still have it. It's why you're feeling it. It's a gift. Do you have the tenacity to look yourself in the eyes and see the love of another? We talked about oneness and wholeness. Angelic archetype. Number 9 is very important. It feels like it is time for graduation. It feels like the entire aura of the outside of my window went completely violet. That is absolutely astounding. I'm hearing Sanskrit right now. Deliverer of messages was the last one that I got. I normally have a lot of cards, and sometimes that in my old space, I love that options of having that. I have one deck of cards right now, and that's Saturn on there. And this is the Higher Self Messages Oracle deck. But as an oracle reader, I am also a living oracle and a channeler of a specific type of consciousness. And I don't really need cards when I feel and allow myself to truly connect to my heart. I don't really need cards because I'm feeling all of you right now. I'm feeling the growth, the light, the expansion some of you are having, the excitement for connecting. I heard back to your planet. Some of you are from Mars. You consider yourself an underworld being, which I guess most people that could scare or strike fear, but for those that truly align, I miss home too. I do. It just depends on which place you're standing, the perspective at which you're looking at something. Perspective is a matter of where you stand. The underworld could be the fire and it looks hot, like it would just eat you up and devour you, right? If you're from the blue. And if you're from the dark, right, this realm, let's just say that's a realm, and you're looking up here into that blue, it looks cold and electrifying. It looks like a lot of things. I guess from which part you're from, the other may seem to be something different than what it truly is. That again goes back to show that the mind has a way of playing tricks. Trickery is among, I think sometimes there are those that like to play tricks on others to, keep them feeling stuck, like they can't ascend or that they can't ever figure it out, whatever it is that they're trying to figure out, right? And they are, Wes was saying, you know, we've got the Master Jedis and the Buddhas, and, you know, we've got a lot of very powerful beings on this earth, and that are ascended masters, and some that are young ascended masters. Confirmation for somebody. It's learning. Fear is the only thing that's going to stop us from truly having the growth that we want. And the only reason we feel fear is because we don't quite understand it at that time. And that can make it scary for us to continue at times. I'll just use somebody that I know that I'm very close with. And this person and I we look at things very differently. I am very galactic, and I am a starseed. I have one of my home places is Wolverine. I have been to Avalon. Being birthed on this planet, and as I awaken, as you awaken, and certain things trigger things within us, it calls back a soul remembrance within our being that can let off a simultaneous combustion, metaphorically, within us through every cellular pack and strand of DNA that is appropriate to be triggered or, like a glow stick, cracked open. We cannot experience everything we once were at one time because it would overload us. this, right? This thing. I love, no, ego aside, I did choose a nice avatar this time, but I have a feeling I have been a man a lot of times. So, being with the most humility when I say this, a pretty woman, and that in its own self is one of the reasons I came here, because people are so vain, and so everybody wants a pretty girl, right? Everybody wants a beautiful man. Everybody, we all, not all of us, but that's what's the agenda that's pushed around there. And because a lot of us are beautiful inside and out, and I'm not, and when I talk about beautiful as well, I'm also talking about having a pure, beautiful heart, because I can see a lot of pretty people out there, but I don't see beautiful. And to me, it's a radiance that we carry within. So one of the things with me being so empathetic, and this is for somebody out there right now, and so, help me, Holy Spirit, concerned with the ways and thoughts of others, it can make us get into this aspect of ourselves that is very stereotypical, shallow, egotistical in the mind. I see lots of swords through the mind. The mind represents that thoughts. I absolutely fucking despise when men hit on me, and they are pretentious assholes that only think because I'm beautiful and because I have a huge heart that for some reason I have feelings for you, or that you're going to, I'm hearing, bamboozle me into a relationship, or like money does nothing for me. We have to have it, but I could give two shits about somebody who has money and this and that. I care about somebody who's a good father, somebody who's a good parent, somebody who has respect for other people that they entangle with and treat them the way they want to be treated, or somebody who has good boundaries. One of the lessons I came here to learn was to build boundaries from people like that. And when you start to awaken, you're already going to see it coming before it ever happens. That's for somebody out there. Don't stay skin deep, okay? Because this is literally a suit. And I've been doing this thing where I don't know why, but shit's so funny. I'll get messages, or like I'll feel this feeling of just everything at one time, and I laugh so hard. I fucking just get to the point where I start laughing because, like the Joker when he's nuts, right? I'll go and I'll get a good old laugh out. And one, not only is that helping to rise my vibration, but you've got to make some fun of this, okay? Because we have a whole huge wad of us up there, around, wherever, here, inside, outside, that is absolutely watching you. You're on stage. This is your time. And you know what? If you're going, it's okay, because you want to get, I know I've done it, I want to get so serious about the message. I want to know, I need to seek, I need to grow, I need to learn. I don't have time for fun. Fun? Fuck yeah, fun. You know what that is? You guys know what fun is? Getting outside, doing things that are, I like going to the mountains. I like getting in my pickup. I like driving out in the desert. I love the nighttime. I love the stars. I can walk outside and see 3 stars. The second I'm out there and I start connecting, I can watch the entire fucking universe come into my backyard. So we all have our things that drive us and that we love. And we all have our own lessons, so you're not going to look like somebody else, and somebody else is not going to look like what yours is, your mission is going to look like. That's also for somebody. All right. before I read these cards, I need to get some sage. But all this purified energy with my aura and my own electromagnetic field, and I am going to do that by saying a sacred prayer. For those of you that don't know me, this is my, it is a very ancient light language. Before I do that, I was going to show you guys. I've never brought this out. I told you guys I'd show you a long time, but when I first started waking up, I started drawing this stuff. It kind of came out of nowhere. And then actually, this was the very first one that I drew. So all of us have our own ancient wisdom and knowledge locked within us that as we start to awaken, it can look really, this is when I first started to awaken. Look at that craziness. Still guy standing at the portal, see my mind? Very out there. Very, yeah. This is my latest I just started drawing. There's a reason I'm showing you guys this stuff. Some of you need to draw more, connect. This is just channeled things that come out. You could be feeling some type of way. My arm is covered in them. Just cool, fun stuff. And maybe connecting back with that part of, this is for somebody out there right now. So lots of cool stuff that we can do and awaken. And with my awakening came these ancient writings. It's kind of more like, I would say, a light language that I write in. And what I'm going to speak in right now is also a deep soul remembrance of a piece of my truest essence, or an aspect of my soul expression. And some people call it tongues, some people have their own interpretation of what it is. So I am going to just say a little prayer real fast, clear out the energy, and then I will pull a few cards. Archangel Michael, I call you into this space. I ask that you would guard the gates. I channel these messages, I ask that you would protect my energy and those of my listeners as they open their energy up, and mine as well. I demand, declare, and decree that no weapons formed against myself or my listeners will prosper, so mote it be. Yasharakate utrite ote kepebi kruti shakete tri kituri anana yashakrete o yipia. Azraki utruti opuyana yashakate o yapi kiti shukutrape kiti manana yete kiti ote yakati shukutu. Azraki opatayana yakiti. So mote it be. Alright, for the collective, messages from the higher self. The descent to heaven. Somebody is thinking what I just did is no bueno, and that's okay. You'll be astonished. You are a beacon for others to follow, so don't hide the bright light that you are. Some of you could be sitting in a very, a bright light right now. It could be something that other people are noticing about you, observing, and they're starting to see you walk into, to grow into the confidence. And that sounds, we're human, right? So we're going to honor that we have confidence and not always knowing. But people are seeing you in a light. They're experiencing that feel and that vibration of what and who you truly are. They can feel your energy. It is like a magnetic wave that's like a tidal wave that would hit over literally the entire universe. It's like when you speak, the heavens open, and it's like you become this vessel for this light to open up and shine down through. And I talked earlier about light and sound. People aren't just seeing this, people are feeling this vibration. People are feeling this quantumness about you, this depth, this piece of serenity that you hold in your space, this brilliance that you have and that you share with others. You are magnificent. For those of you that are deeply connected, a message is coming through. We want you to know that the path that you have chosen has always been highly protected. When you think you're going to fall, we may let you feel as if you're having a jerk in a dream, but we always catch you. We know you on a level that you also deeply know yourself, as we are a piece of you and you are a piece of us. We are grateful for your beingness in this time as you are helping to guide and open gates for others. Though you feel like you are not always knowledgeable of what you are doing or what you're saying, you are so connected that we will always find a way, always, and they're giggling, to channel through you. Okay. Look for the signs that will guide you to the destiny you have known all along. And we talked about that card where it looked cold and dystopian, and this kind of has that feeling, that moon. But you also see down here, there's green growth. And it's the symbology that I'm getting for that. And it's like when a flower grows through the crack of cement. You can put fresh soil in your front yard all day, every year, and your flowers, I'm hearing tulips for somebody, never turn up. But you got this one damn rocky spot, and there always seems to be the most beautiful one seed of a tulip that seems to grow through there, and you don't even know how it squeezed through there is growing, but it is. That's because you've planted seeds. And sometimes when you harvest things, you don't get them all. And when you go to collect things for the winter, you can't always find all of the seeds that fell. So you miss a few. And when you come back the next spring or season, you find that what you once forgot multiplied in that time and space of solitude, or I keep hearing dystopia. And you're just astounded by the not only where things have grown, but what has grown there. I had a garden this summer, and I only got sunflower seeds and we did potatoes, and the rest of everything else I had was already a starter. So the only thing I really tried to plant was lavender and sunflower seeds. And for some reason, I had a huge patch of pumpkins growing outside of the garden at the gate. And as they started to grow, I had spaghetti squash, and they kind of grow the same. They kind of look the same. They started turning yellow. And my husband and I were like, what is that? Well, it ended up being pumpkins. So how, why, those pumpkins grew or where they came from or what seeds. My daughter may have trickled out of a bag, was filled with labeled the wrong thing. It grew. And I'm talking a huge patch of pumpkins. So that is symbolic for somebody. You've planted some seeds, and I believe that you're not quite sure how out of that you've gotten where you are, or you're experiencing these things, or how. I feel astonishment. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They're just pulling me back to that. How did these pumpkins grow from a sunflower seed? Your shadows are just hiding the light right now. And I asked, and I pulled this card for myself the other day, and I asked about my husband and I. And what, because it's a soul bond. It is something that's very, very sacred. And we are in separation right now, and this is one of the cards that came out. Your shadows are just hiding the light right now. And for other people that are having that duality in the masculine and feminine, it does not just have to be a marriage. It could be within your own self. It could be, don't lose hope. You can't. And hope is something that is a seed that we plant in our heart. And even when it's cold and dark and rocky, it can still flourish and grow. You just water it with faith. What you seek is seeking you when you rest. It will find you. And like I said earlier, your guys' dreams are very prevalent at this time for you. I'm going to pull one more card and I'm going to close out this read or whatever needs to come out. I will be back on here tomorrow. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't like to make promises that I can't keep. Thank you, Tina. I received that love and I send you love right back. I love you, Wes. Love and protection. Thank you, brother. I love you so much. You mighty and warrior, you. The mighty warrior. Just see you on a foot battlefield. I feel like we've clanked shields together a few times. More than you know, sis. This is your time to step up and lead from the soul. Some of you asked a question, that is your answer. It is time for you to step up and lead from the soul. The soul. Some of you need to look in your own eyes and ask a few questions of yourself. Allow yourself to see you and to weep at the beauty of what you truly are. Don't look for others' affirmations, other people's. You don't need it. Everything that you need is already within you. It is. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for my collective for being in here. Archangel Michael, I ask that you would close out any portals, gates that I may have opened. I send back any energy that does not belong to me to its rightful owner with love and light. And I pull back my energy throughout the entire multi-universe that belongs to me with love and light. I love you all. I love you guys. I'm going to go let my kids get on their horses so they can ride. Peace, love, and light. I will see you guys again. Bye. If I can remember how to turn this thing off.